Hi everyone, welcome to The Buzz with Theresa, Manassas and Beyond. And today I have a special guest, George Ellis, who is my husband, also a local business owner, an avid hiker who is very active in the community. He's also a beekeeper, and he does lead our team at our Manassas Bee Festival, and we have a date now, June 20th, 2026. So we're going to talk to George a little bit more later about some things that he has coming up. But I'm briefly going to talk to you about some things in the city. I have some top 5 buzz topics. George, you can buzz your little comments in if you want to. First, I want to talk about City Council. We have some things coming up. Come to our next meeting, September 8th at 5:30 for public comment time, or come to our town hall, 7 p.m. on September 15th. The town hall is a good platform for you, the residents and business owners of the city of Manassas, to talk about anything you want to. And we will have staff there, council there, mayor to respond. Second thing, school. School's back in session. Be careful when you're out there driving. Watch out for the buses. Watch out for our students, parents. Sarah Brescia, Dana Miles, and I had an ice cream social for our residents at Stonewall Pool a few weeks ago. And George, you were there. It was a great turnout. We had kids, parents, dogs, business owners, right by the pool. Seems like it was well received. They got free ice cream, and they got to talk to some local leaders and city officials. It was really great. During that time, George, I don't know if you were talking to people that were there just as somebody that's really active in the community.
It was about the schools. It was about getting a good education, being able to kind of age in place, instead of going to school and moving. So I think a lot of people want to stay in the city they were born in. That's sort of my gut feeling.
Not a lot of people have taken roots in the city, and
right.
Like us, we want to stay here. We made our home, and we hope to help people have a better quality of life, have safety, and also, for me, having more affordability, especially our tax bills. Property tax is a killer right now. So, some other discussions on Sully Road. There's a lot of improvements going on Sully Road that has affected businesses. You go over to UPS to visit Ernie Newland a few times. You probably noticed that back up.
Yep, a lot of road work.
And so that's going to go on probably for another year, unfortunately, but it's something that has to be done. So number 3 buzz topic is our parks, culture, rec, and history. Stonewall Pool is going to have their annual end of the year dog swim Friday, September 5th from 4 to 6. It's only $5 for each dog. They do have to have their updated records for their all kinds of shots that they need. Make sure they're healthy when they're in there, mixing with all the friendly dogs that we hope come. Visited Manassas Museum. Have you toured the museum at all?
Not lately. No, not since Jillian's wedding across the street.
That's true. We were grateful to have them open the doors for us to do some pictures on a very rainy wedding day for our daughter Jillian. But I did tour it, and I was very happy to see the Liberia House exhibit that was in one of the large exhibit areas, talking about the history, and was very surprised to see that the Bee Festival was represented in there with a nice image showing all the beautiful colored beehives that were all painted throughout the last really 5-6 years by our residents and our businesses. And so that was great because that is where the Bee Festival is, at Liberia.
Yep.
We're very fortunate to have a home there for our festival.
Matches up neatly with the mural on Kerbabble.
That's correct. Yep. Yes. Kerbabble in the corner of Grant and Center Street has the Bee City USA wall mural that Kerbabble's owner, Patricia, and her sister graciously painted. It's beautiful.
Took a while.
So Liberia House and Grounds, they are celebrating their 200th celebration, and that will be on Saturday, October 11th from 10 to 4. The event is posted on Facebook. There's a little bit of information about what to expect at the event, because I think it's so important that we remember our city's history and celebrate the people that made the city. So the Manassas Museum, they are going to have an exhibit on Friday, September 5th. It's called Give Me Liberty, and it's from 6 to 7:30. It's the opening of the exhibit, and it celebrates our country's 250th anniversary, which is next year. Manassas was put on the map during the 1862 period of time during the war. It wasn't officially called the Civil War until 1907 by the U.S. Department of War, U.S. War Department. Did you know that?
I did not.
So the first battle in Manassas at Bull Run was July 21st. The second battle was August 28th to 30th, which is right around the corner. On October 19th, 2025, the American Battlefield Trust will have a 3 to 3.5 mile walk and tour at this Battlefield Park, not too far from our Old Town Manassas. So if you decide to take the tour at the battlefield, please visit the city of Manassas and come and have some great food, great shops, enjoy the charm of our city and the museums and the art.
Those two battles were fought a year apart, so the region was greatly affected by the war for years.
Okay, yeah.
Liberia was a headquarters, a military headquarters, I think for both sides.
They say that Lincoln visited there.
Mm-hmm. Very helpful.
Yeah, you were very active in the history of Manassas. You said you toured with some...
the Smithsonian Associates and a couple of friends of mine toured all over the area 5 or 6 times with this group, an entire day affair, where they'd take you to the place of the action and then give you a number of anecdotal and interesting stories about the communities around those battles. Fascinating.
Who was the tour guide?
It was Ed Bars. He has since passed away, but Ed Bars is a very well-known historian. Did a number of things to enhance the awareness of how the war affected the people in the region.
Yeah, there are some tours that the National Park Service, they do, that are mostly of the battlefield into the area. Prince William County actually has a lot of events to go into the history of this area. And so, I'm hoping we can bring that out as we have our 250th anniversary coming up for the
There are many anecdotal
country.
stories that are still buried and trying to come about, and it's fascinating as to how this area developed. I mean, not a lot of people know that where the Harley Davidson is, the Union soldiers, while retreating out of Manassas before the second battle, burned 50,000 pounds of bacon about where the Harley Davidson parking lot is.
That's right on Center Street.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but that's very true. And so a lot of different things happened here that were hugely impactful for the region and the country.
It's funny that Harley Davidson has, I think, the smallest park in the city. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
There's like a postage stamp piece of greenery right in front of there that's city property. And I always laugh about that. It's like, why is that so significant?
You can go have a picnic lunch there, I guess.
Yeah, if you put a blanket down. And that's right next to the Manassas Cemetery, too, which, has tours. Sometimes I know around Halloween or October, they will have tours, or they did in the past. And that was to talk about the history of people that are, like Metz is in there. I believe the Portners are in there as well. A lot of people have been buried there. It's a definite history tour. So number 4 on our top 5 Buzz topics is events. So coming up, we do have First Friday. September 5th has a lot going on, and it's called Flashback Friday, retro music and fun. So that will be a highlight. It's also, you can visit the restaurants, you can take your drink with you out in the streets. There are definite barriers that are posted. Fall Jubilee is coming up October 4th. That's one of our top events sponsored by Historic Manassas. And that I hope that we have a table there for the Manassas Beef Festival. I'm looking into that. It might be too late.
We need to sell the honey.
We have a lot of honey, and we're trying to have donations. You can buy it to donate to the Friends of the Manassas Beef Festival, because we have a couple of other cool projects coming up and a scholarship that we want to offer to Osborne High School. October 26th, the Rotary is going to have a Manassas 3K fun run to end polio, and that will be 8 a.m. Harris Pavilion. I am trying to help them organize that, and so just watch for the website. Actually, Facebook will have it on for Bull Run Rotary and Manassas Rotary. Manassas Museum Lawn, Flags for Heroes. This is in November 7th. The whole week. You can visit the Bull Run Rotary Facebook for more details about sponsoring a Flag for Your Hero. And I think it might be 10 years now. I'm not too sure.
Yep, 10 years.
And that's, 100 United States flags on the Manassas Museum lawn. It's just glorious if you want to sign up. The Veterans Parade, also a big favorite in our city, will be November 1st. And that is being hosted and organized by VetPar. They're actually going to have a Space Force flag this year, I heard through the grapevine. So number 5, talking about some things, our family and some interest in things going on. Bob, he's in Space Force. He's married to our daughter, Natalie, and they have 2 dogs and a cat. And they just were transferred or received orders to this area, and now they are within walking distance to us, and I'm just so excited about that. He is an avid truck person. He fixes up cars, and he took on a big project. George, talk about the project.
Well, the original B truck was a 32-year-old Ford Ranger that Amalfi Arias found for me years back, and it was time to upgrade to a bigger truck. And so Bob took the original Ranger B truck. He drove it all the way to Vegas and has been working on it ever since, and just had it driven all the way back to Manassas. So now is his garage with a new engine. It's now an automatic and things like that. So be exciting to see when he's got it out on the street for everybody to watch.
Yeah, I would love to see the truck in the Christmas parade.
Yeah,
so
that would work.
Got to talk to them about all that. Next big event is really this weekend. We have Labor Day holiday coming up, and that's another reason I wanted George to be here, because he has some really big plans coming up. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we have previously hiked the northern half of the John Muir Trail on the Pacific Coast Trail in the Sierra Mountains, and we are going to do the southern half. So on Saturday we fly to LAX, then hop to Fresno, and then travel up to Lake Thomas Edison on the PCT, the Pacific Coast Trail. There we meet up with our horse and mule teams, and 3 of us hike, looks like about 142.3 miles when it's all said and done, and we come back out on the 14th of September. This section is the higher section. We typically will camp at the 9,000 to 10,500 feet. We'll camp one night at 12,000 feet. And this trail, the PCC, diverges away from the John Muir Trail just as you ascend up and over Mount Whitney. And Mount Whitney is the highest peak in the continental 48. So it's an exciting trip. We have a lot of challenges ahead, all planned for. So we're looking forward to having an eventful, uneventful trip through the Kings Canyon National Park, the Sequoia Kings Canyon Wilderness, the John Muir Wilderness, some of the most incredible views and scenery you could ever want to see.
So, can you clarify who's going on this trip?
So it's myself, my college roommate Bill, and his friend Gene. The three of us has hiked before. Gene's an excellent cook, Bill's an excellent navigator, and I like to come along and enjoy it.
So you've had some past experiences hiking in Virginia.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite hikes?
Well, we're
trails?
section hiking the Appalachian Trail, and we're about 600 miles from the finish. That means we've gone about, I think technically it's 1,607 miles so far, and most of the trail that is unhiked is in the New England, Maine area. We do have 160 miles in the southern Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina area that we have not been able to get to because of that hurricane. So we shifted away from the East Coast Appalachian Trail to the West Coast Pacific Coast Trail. So the people I'm hiking with, in particular Bill, we've hiked thousands of miles for decades. So we're very used to each other. We have a lot of experience, and so we're up for the challenge.
So how is this particular hike different from the past? Because you've been doing these hike adventures since college, and just trying to pick away a little bit at a time. Why is this one different?
This one is because we did the first half, and so you can't just let the second half go. And the first half we'll call the easy half. The second half is higher elevation, generally steeper ridges, and just longer. So you have no road crossings, you have no ability to extract yourself. So you have to be extremely careful the whole time and stay with your protocol. Hiking is a lot of fun, but we're not here to prove anything, just to get it done and not hurt ourselves doing it. So the difference here is what you're fighting in the Sierra is, and the Sierra means, by the way, high mountain. And what you're finding here is sunlight. The last time we hiked, it took, we were out 15 days, it took 8 days just to see a cloud. So the sun is your enemy there. So you're covered head to foot. Typically, this time we're going to, a couple of weeks later in the year, so it's going to be a little colder because you're at colder elevation and things like that. So we have to be very careful about water filtration and whatnot. But the difference is it's really a high, dry climate versus a wet climate in the east.
So I know, as you know, George's wife, I always have a little pang of anxiety when they go away for these long adventures, because often there's no cell phone service.
Not a bit.
There's no contact with the outside world. But this year, you are taking some friends with you.
Yeah, 3 mules.
And they are going, and they're and a guide.
And a guide.
Right, and that is great because they're going to carry a lot of the weight. You're going to have somebody there that
the 40-pound pack becomes a 12-pound pack.
Right. And they travel the whole time with you, right?
The whole time.
And they camp with you. You're going to be doing camping.
This
is no lodging or anything like that.
There's no huts, no shelters, no buildings, nothing. You are out in the open, and typically camping in Alpine Valley lake areas. It's highly glaciated. This area in the West is not that old. It's 14, 15 million years old, geology. Out east, it's 250 million year old. So we spend a lot of time looking at the geology of this particular region because it's riddled with faults. We might feel an earthquake out there, and it's still tectonically active. It's still rising. That's why you have steep slopes, a lot of mudslides, rock slides, things like that. So, but we're on a well-established, beautiful trail.
So I told him he has to take some video and little commentary to bring back to us, to put a little highlight video together to share with us, because not all of us can do this kind of adventure.
As long as the phone cell battery lasts.
Well, you're taking some backup.
We're trying.
Well, in Manassas City, we do have some options brewing for some day hikes. And I know that when you're planning a trip like this, you have had some day hikes and just walks just to try to get ready for this. So, we have something coming up actually called the Manassas to Bull Run Trail. Have you heard about that?
I have a little bit.
Yeah. So this is a great thing. It's a 3-mile multi-use trail from downtown Manassas to the Bull Run Trail in Fairfax along the Manassas VRE rail line. I'm excited about that. That's a great way to connect, regionally. And they are doing a feasibility study. They also want some input. There is a survey that's online, manassasva.gov/RWT, if you want to learn more about that and take the survey.
Trail systems are important because all of us need about 3 times a week, 15, 20, 25 minutes of walking, and these types of trails are wonderful to experience that, and you live longer.
Yeah, yep. Well, thanks, George, for coming on. It's hard to pin this guy down. You can imagine going away for 2 weeks. He's got a lot going on. And we are going to be back in hopefully 2 weeks to continue the buzz with Theresa, Manassas and Beyond.
I'll bring you some stories.
There you go, just in time. Thank you.